Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. It's so lovely to have you guys here. I hope you guys have been watching my videos and enjoying them. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've noticed that you guys do watch my videos, and I will say this again. Please subscribe so that you are notified when I post new videos. The fact that you keep coming back means that you love it here. So do the right thing and subscribe to my channel, okay? My name is Belinda, and if you are new here, welcome back to my channel. It's lovely to have you here. So today we're going to talk about a bit of a sensitive topic, but we need to talk about these things. These things affect us every day. We are women. We need more spaces where we are open to speak about things that affect us directly and indirectly. So today we're going to talk about tips on how to keep your vagina in good health. Your vagina, yes, I said vagina. I'm gonna be giving you tips on how I deal with yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, and I'm going to talk about just how I keep it fresh overall, my tips and tricks, even when you are on your period, what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and so forth. So stay tuned, get your glass of water, your cool drink, and chill and come hang out with me. Okay, so let's get into it first. Disclaimer before we go anyway, this is what works for me. I am not a certified doctor, I am not a gynecologist. These are just tips that I use. If you have a serious issue like any form of bumps, a weird smell, or discomfort that you can't get rid of, please consult your GP, your doctor, or your OBGYN. They know best. They will prescribe the best medication for you. But I'm making this video because I, for one, am one person who does not believe in constantly using medication and antibiotics to treat any illnesses that I face there, unless it's a serious one. But in this case, we are not talking about STIs and any other things, infections and weird stuff that you get down there. I'm talking about minor things that you can get rid of without needing to take antibiotics. The reason why I do not use or believe in using antibiotics is because personally my body does not go well with antibiotics. So not only do they make me sick in a way that I always vomit and have diarrhea when I use them, which is a commonly known side effect of theirs, but also it strips away most of my good bacteria, and this results in me getting recurring infections down there. So if I have a yeast infection and I go on a course and I drink antibiotics, 9 times out of 10 it's going to come back. It is going to come back, and I'm going to have to treat it again, and I get tired of constantly going to the doctor about the same problem. So what I do is I find ways to treat it without having to go to the doctor. And number 3, I like using organic and home remedies because they prolong effects against the infection, so they work for a longer period of time than antibiotics would for me. I will repeat that. This is what works for me. If you do not agree with my views, it is perfectly fine. Just don't come in my comment section and bash what I'm saying, because I'm only giving you tips that have been tried and tested by me. So if it doesn't work for you, it is perfectly fine. But I mostly advise people to please seek medical advice if it's a serious issue. If it's just BV or a yeast infection, you can try my tips, and if they work for you, I would be very happy to hear your feedback and how it's been going. So before we go any further, let me start. So I'm going to start talking about just my feminine health overall. So my tips for just keeping my feminine health in check is I always make sure that I stay clean. So I bath regularly. Bathing regularly works wonders. And another thing, I do not use feminine products down there. So your Gynaguards, your Firmagens, your Summer's Eve, I personally prefer to not use them because I've noticed that whether I use them or not, I still get infections down there. and they don't really make much of a difference for me. And the other thing for me is I don't want to smell like roses and flowers and lemons and pineapples down there. It's natural for me to smell like a person, so I just let it be. I let it smell the way that it smells. And another thing is I drink a lot of water. I'm just someone who likes drinking a lot of water. I eat a lot of fruit, which also works well with cleansing your system, especially down there. It just creates a clean environment. But I also make sure that my gut health is in check. So if you don't understand what your gut health has to do with your overall health of your body, when your gut is good and it is healthy and it's balanced, it helps to regulate any problems or any imbalances that you may face with your pH balance or just your body's digestive system and how your body functions overall. So as soon as you make sure that your gut health is in check and everything is fine, you'll mostly realize that you do not get a lot of yeast infections or any form of an infection or UTIs. Most of the time, as long as your gut health is in check, you get less of them. So just making sure that your gut is okay. So when it comes to gut health, I'll do a separate video where I'll explain how I try to keep my gut health in check and keep my digestive system flowing and going, and being able to just cleanse my system overall. So just making sure that my gut health is in check is another thing that I do to keep my feminine health in check. Another thing that I do is I consume a lot of probiotics. So probiotics can be found in a lot of fermented foods like yogurt. Yogurt is fermented milk, as we all know. So you can consume a lot of Greek yogurt. You can consume a lot of kombucha. I don't know if any of you know what kombucha is, but I'll put a picture over here of it because I don't have it right now. But kombucha is also very great. If you are someone who has access to kimchi is fermented cabbage. It is a staple in Korean homes. So you can eat kimchi just in an attempt to not only keep your feminine health in check, but to help keep your gut balanced and in good health. Another tip that I have is to drink a lot of cranberry juice. Cranberry juice will not make your infection go away, but it will help to just clear your urinary tract and to keep your feminine hygiene in check. So when you have an infection, no, you can't drink cranberry juice to get rid of the infection, but drinking it over time just helps to keep you fresh and clean down there, in conjunction with water. Please drink your water. You can't now decide, Uguti, just because I said drink cranberry juice, you can't drink water. You still need to drink water. And yeah, I think those are the tips that work for me. Also, consuming a lot of pineapple has been proven to help cleanse your system down there. So I'm going to get into periods, what I use when I'm on my periods. So when I'm on my periods, I prefer to use tampons. These ones I got from Clicks. They are super. I buy the super ones because on the first 2 days of my period, my flow is quite heavy. My flow is heavy, so 9 times out of 10, I need to make sure that my tampons can hold, because sometimes I'm in town and I can't change my tampon fast enough. So buying the super ones are pretty good. My periods only last like 3 to 4 days max. So the first 2 days are quite hectic, and then the third day is quite mellow, and then on the fourth day, it's probably just a bit of blood here and there. So I use tampons 24/7, 365 days a year. I rely on tampons. I like to keep clean down there. So my problem with using pads, I'm not saying you shouldn't use pads, but my problem with using pads and any other product like those feminine cups, what do they call them? But yeah, those cups that people use, yeah, I have a problem with pads specifically because my skin is very sensitive down there. So that means that whenever I use pads, it does not matter what brand it is. As soon as my skin gets in contact with pads, it gets irritated. As soon as there's heat between my skin and the pad, because the pad has a material that traps skin in between it, my skin will start whiling, it will start sweating, and it will start peeling, and I'll just be raw down there, and it's the most painful thing ever. I used to be fine when I was in primary school and high school, but as soon as I got older, my skin just doesn't agree with it. So in conjunction with my tampons, I use panty liners. So the reason why I put panty liners on, also I make sure to use unscented panty liners, because I personally don't believe in using any scents down there. Scents can throw off your pH, they can irritate your skin, but this does not apply to everyone else. So if you have sensitive skin like I do, make sure that you only use unscented products, whether it's your tampons, whether it's your pads, whatever you use, even the soap that you use down there, you only use a soap without a scent or any added chemicals or whatever. But just make sure that it's unscented, so that your pH and your overall well-being down there is not affected. So I use panty liners in conjunction with my tampons, because sometimes when your tampon is full and you are unaware of it, a bit of blood does drop from it. So when the blood drips from it, when you have a panty liner on, it's better, because it will soak up that blood and keep you clean until you are able to change your tampon. So if it's just your underwear or nothing at all, it's going to stain whatever you are wearing, and we don't want stains. We are ladies, we like to keep fresh and clean. So in conjunction with those two, I always have baby wipes. So these ones I buy from Pep. The reason why I buy them from Pep, I found that this product, like it says, it only has aloe vera and water. It has no added preservatives or chemicals or alcohol. I do not use alcohol wipes on my face or on my feminine area. Reason being, they tend to throw off your pH and they are too strong. So if you have cuts down there, imagine using a wipe with alcohol in it on your vagina, and you have a cut or something, that it will make you scream, because it's painful and alcohol stings. So we don't want that. We don't want our pH to get thrown off. So I always have these. As soon as I change my tampon in public or at home, I wipe myself with wipes, and it keeps me fresh and clean throughout the day. The nice thing about always having wipes too is the fact that if, let's say, you are on a night out and you keep going to the bathroom, using wipes after peeing is really good for you, because not only does it cleanse your vagina, but also it keeps you fresh. So if maybe you're going home with your boyfriend and you don't have enough time to take a shower before you guys decide to, get into it and do the deed, you know that you are still fresh down there. So that's the one thing I love about using wipes on my feminine area. So I don't only use them when I am on my period, but I also use them on a day-to-day basis. So I always stock up on wipes. All right, so another tip for when you are on your periods: one, consume a lot of water. Drink a lot of water, so that you just keep clean while your blood is flowing. And make sure to just eat clean, and make sure that you constantly change your pad or your tampon, so that you're not smelly down there. And bath at least twice a day to make sure that you smell good and you smell fresh. If you don't have the convenience of bathing twice a day, use wipes. Like I said, this will keep you fresh and clean. So now we are going to get into what happens if I have a yeast infection or bacterial vaginosis. What is a yeast infection? A yeast infection is, I don't know if you know it, but sometimes you just get a burning sensation down there, and the burning sensation is really bad, and you feel like scratching vigorously down there. You will just get this urge to just scratch the hell out of your vagina, and it's not advised that you should scratch it. So what I do when I have a yeast infection, first and foremost, I will drink a lot of water. Water cleanses your system, and most of the time, the more you pee, the more you get rid of the bacteria that is causing your yeast infection. So I drink a lot of water. Number two, I eat a lot of yogurt. Yogurt is proven to reduce the amount of bacteria down there and to restore your good bacteria, which gets rid of the bacteria that is causing your yeast infection. So another thing that I do is I use this. um let's see, let's use the English side. What is Canex V? Canex V is a vaginal cream. It comes in a tube. I'm not going to show you the tube. It comes in a tube, and it comes tubes that you can insert inside your vagina. And to insert this cream works wonders. When you have a yeast infection, I promise you, within 2 days it will be gone if you use this and you apply it inside and outside your vagina, because you must remember, the pain is not only on the inside, you also itch on the outside. Applying this to your vagina during that time will get rid, I promise you. I'm saying this because I've tried it and I've tested it several times for years now. When you apply this on your vagina and inside, it will immediately give you relief, but also get rid of the yeast infection. Of course, you need to bath in between, actually more often when you have a yeast infection, just to get rid of the bacteria that keeps growing, because you must remember the bacteria just keeps growing. It's like an overgrowth of bad bacteria that is attacking you, basically. So I use this. I hope you can see it. It's Canex V. It's a clotrimazole. It's a cream. It's very, very good for your feminine health. I use it very religiously, and I make sure that I always have it. So what I use in conjunction with that is, there are supplements that I take here. I'll put a picture of it here, but those supplements, I don't remember the name. I don't know how, because I drink them all the time. But if you can find a supplement with vitamin C, and zinc in it, vitamin C, two main ingredients, vitamin C and zinc, or if you can buy them separately, they help in restoring your gut health and just making sure that your body has a lot of fighting ability against any diseases that attack you. So like I said before, when you take supplements, it makes it easier for your body to fight off any type of infection. So I take those supplements, like I said, and I take 9-strain probiotics. These are from the Clicks brand. So I make sure that I drink these religiously. Like, I'll drink them 3 to 4 times a week. I always have them. I always have them, and I always have those supplements. So I drink those supplements, and let me tell you, they help to just aid my body in the ability to just get rid of the infection a lot faster. So what I also use is this Vaseline. I know you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but I promise you this works. The original one. Don't buy anyone with aloe vera or the other one with cocoa butter. The original one, the blue seal one. I use Vaseline to apply onto my skin. Once my skin feels very itchy, I know you get that really bad burning sensation, I will apply it onto my skin, and my skin will calm down immediately. Don't put it inside your vagina. On the vulva, on the outside of my vagina, on the areas that I feel like I'm having a burning sensation or just a lot of discomfort, I will apply the Vaseline over there, and my body will calm down immediately. I will apply it, and it works wonders. It works like a charm. Okay, it works like a charm, I promise you. So when I am on my period, and when I have a yeast infection and bacterial vaginosis, what I will do is, every now and then, I will wash my vagina, right? Even if I don't wash the rest of my body, but I will constantly wash my vagina to get rid of the bacteria, and during the times when I'm reapplying this cream again. So what I do is, I take tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is my first love. I love it. I use it on my face. I use it in my bath water when I take a bath. So I will put water in the basin, and then I will add a few drops, just a few, not much, because it's quite strong. Just a few drops of tea tree oil. This is from the Clicks brand. Tea tree oil. I hope you can see it. I will put a few drops of tea tree oil, then I'll put my face cloth in there and wipe myself, just to make myself feel fresh again. And the nice thing about tea tree oil, it has a very fresh scent, so it helps to keep you fresh down there. Also, it helps to get rid of any bacteria that has accumulated over time when you have bacterial vaginosis, or a yeast infection. So just to go further into it, I prefer to use these methods, like I've mentioned to you, that I will take kombucha or whatnot to just make sure that my overall feminine health is in check. These are the tips that help me to keep fresh. So like I mentioned to you, I do not believe in using scented soaps and scented feminine washes on my private area because it's very sensitive. So anything that does not go well with my body, on my skin, it will immediately throw me off. I will start feeling somehow, my pH balance will be off, and I will start feeling very, very uncomfortable. Also, another tip, on the days when I go to either the club or I go out in public, if I'm maybe going to a public a restaurant where I know I'm gonna have to use a public restroom, two things that I always have with me: my panty liners and my wipes. When you go to the bathroom, sometimes the stalls don't have enough toilet paper, and you'll find that you don't have toilet paper on you, of which I don't advise to use toilet paper down there either way. When you have a panty liner on, after peeing, it's very easy for you to just pull your underwear up, because you know it's going to absorb whatever wetness is left there, if it happens that you don't have wipes with you. So the reason why I will usually always have wipes with me and panty liners with me is, if I'm wearing a panty liner, after I wipe, I know I'm going to be fresh throughout the night. And even if I have discharge, I know my panty liner is going to absorb all of that discharge, just to keep me fresh and, you know, to make sure that I'm good down there. So whenever you go in public, if you know you're going to the club or wherever, please always put on a panty liner. You don't have to wear a panty liner every day. I personally don't wear panty liners every day because, like I said, my under area, my feminine parts are very sensitive, so it's easier for me to just wear either an underwear, and I always have to make sure that I wear cotton underwears, because that's what keeps me okay and does not mess with my pH, because lace sometimes is very uncomfortable down there, or spandex is also, all, what's this, polyester, is also very uncomfortable down there. So I usually just wear panties that have cotton on them, just to make sure that I don't affect my feminine area. And then when you have this, listen, you don't need anything else. You just wipe yourself down there and you are fresh throughout the day. So I think I've touched on everything. If there's anything I didn't mention and you have other tips, please don't be shy to share them with us in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative enough. These are just tips that I'm giving to my fellow ladies on how to stay fresh and how to keep fresh. I've heard some ladies say that you must spray perfume on your clothes so that you know you just smell good. I don't advise it. I feel like as long as you keep on top of your hygiene, you won't smell peculiar or in a certain. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is it for this video. Thank you for listening, thank you for paying attention, and I hope to see you guys again. So from me to you, it's all love.